So welcome everyone, my name is Leigh-Chantelle and I've got with me my good friend Cameron Green. Tonight we're going to learn about vegan protein. And does anyone know anything about vegan protein? Heard about it before? Well, let's start then.
Cool, well I would call it plant-based protein, but yeah,
is that too
I've got a
loud?
large head, I apologise for everyone. It's the bane of my existence. Helmet's hat's very hard to buy. But so I just wanted to, I only eat plant-based foods, and people always asking me where I get my protein. So I thought, well, okay, I'll do a talk about where I get my protein. So basically, the first question would be how much protein does an adult need? And so I looked up on the Australian nutritional guidelines. They say approximately 0.75 grams per kilogram for a woman and 0.84 kilograms per kilogram for a man. There are differences if you're old or young or in childbirth, but they're the averages for pretty much all of us, except for maybe the little ones. Cool. So that you can do the maths. If you're 50 kilos, you need say 40. If you're as a guy, 40 grams of protein a day. If you're 100 kilos, you need 80. A lot of people are really into protein. A lot of bodybuilders eat a lot of protein. If you go onto the Australian Institute of Sport website, their nutritionists say that's really silly and that the average diet gives everyone, but the really obsessive bodybuilders and things, as much protein as they need. You can actually have too much protein. It can be toxic to the body. Some bodybuilders actually suffer from this. When you have, they're having upwards of like 400 grams of protein a day, and they're just eating too much protein. So you don't, protein deficiency is virtually unknown in any diet where people are basically getting enough calories. The only study I could find that showed protein deficiency was in things like poor countries in Africa, so where people probably just aren't getting enough food and they're not getting a good range of foods. So I thought I'd just, before I talked about, more some of the sorts of protein you may not be using, I thought I'd just show you that most food has protein already. Something like wholemeal bread with seeds is 16.5 grams. 16.5 grams of protein. I got all these stats from the Australian government website, Food Standards. Peanuts have 25 grams of protein per 100 grams. Broccoli is about 6. Pasta is about 7. Muesli is about 16. Hummus, our friends, is about 7. Mixed seeds is anywhere up to 29. Cashew nuts are about 17. And seaweed or nori is actually 46.7 grams of protein. So that's stuff we're all probably eating. To compare that, McDonald's says that the protein in Big Mac is about 12 grams. So a lot of those things there have, per 100 grams. So that includes lettuce and other things. But that just shows you that things like pasta and breads actually have plenty of protein in it. So nuts and seeds are excellent sources of protein. Most of them range from anywhere from about 10% to about 30% protein. Pretty much. But I still think it's worth trying to get protein. Protein is really good for you. It's good for all sorts of things, hair growth and muscle development, all these sorts of things, as long as you don't have too much. So the first thing I thought I'd talk about is soy-based protein. So the soybean was domesticated in China about 3,000 years ago, and it's been a staple of their diet ever since. Something like edamame, which is pretty much just straight soybeans with a bit of salt, has about 11 grams of protein per 100 grams, whereas something like soy flour is anywhere up to 50 grams of protein per 100 grams, so it's full of protein. Obviously when you cook with it, that you add water and so on, that will dilute, but the raw flour is 46.5 exactly. So the one everybody probably knows is tofu. First recorded, we don't know when it was first made, but first recorded about 2,000 years ago. It's basically, this is an organic tofu I just got from the local IGA about 10 minutes ago. This is a firm tofu. So there's a whole bunch of different tofus according to how much water content they have. There's firm, there's soft, there's what's called silken tofu, which there's also firm and soft of silken tofu. Silken tofu pretty much is always softer than this sort of tofu, but even the firm is not quite firm. But yeah, as you can see, it's very easy to prepare. It cuts beautifully actually. This tofu is particularly nice. I haven't tried this one before, but And yeah, I would just cut it usually in about this size. Another thing I often do is, I'll just cut a little bit off, is crumble tofu. So you can just crumble it like this, and you can use it to make something like scrambled tofu or whatever. I don't know if you can see in that mirror, but people sometimes make tofu steaks or something like that. You would marinate it. I was thinking of doing some marinating a little bit just in some soy sauce. So I'll let this heat up. And that's sort of straight tofu. Well, I could read the packet and it'll have to tell me how much protein is in it. My stats said 17.3, but that's from the Australian government website. But maybe if my eyesight was slightly better, this says 13.8 something. So it's a little lower than the Australian average.
Cam, do you want any liquid smoke to cook with?
Have you got liquid smoke?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Smoked tofu I do love smoked tofu, but it's a bit of I thought about bringing smoked tofu, but I thought it might be, a bit unusual for people. Yeah.
Okay.
So, liquid smoke. I generally marinate tofu. I marinate it, lime, chili, all the normal things. Liquid smoke's a great one. Gives a lovely smoky texture. I make this a pie that's like mushroom smoked tofu and pumpkin pie. That the smokiness just really brings out something in the tofu. You would generally use firm tofu to smoke it. Soft tofus can be used in things like desserts. You can make scrambled tofu out of either. I make it out of firm and I do this, but a lot of people make scrambled tofu with soft tofu, and then you would add some turmeric, some onion, whatever else you want. I tend to add a bit of tamari, and I add spring onions and whatever else. But everyone has their own wonderful versions of this. My lovely assistant. I'm just going to chop this up, and I'd just like to get some cooking, and maybe try. I don't know. Well, I was more hoping you'd help me. But you can, yeah. You can show people the pack. I just got that at the IGA, just like literally not that long ago, so.
I think we're handing around the pack, so just have a look at that. You can have a look at the brand name.
So, that heated up really quickly. So this is just how I generally do it. And so for this, I would, wait a second.
The 2017 Birthday Festival Verification Ceremony.
It's okay, it's not quite hot enough. I would just do this. I would fry it off a little bit, then I'll put in some soy sauce. I might put in a bit of flour first, and that tends to, I don't know, it does something magical to it. I don't know what the flour does, but it makes it really nice. And so you'll see it'll start to stick a little bit in the pan, and it's already starting to brown up a little bit, even though the pan isn't that hot.
What's your favourite way to eat tofu, Cam?
I would generally, this is pretty much my favourite tofu. It's not necessarily the macro one, there's also another brand. It's, there you go.
Can you see that?
It's like pre-marinated. This is a Thai flavour. It's just Woolworths home brand. Coles also do that. No, Coles sell a branded one. It's really lovely. And this, I use this in wraps. I use it in stir fries. I make sushi with it. I just add some of this and a little bit of pickled ginger and avocado, and it's beautiful. And you can make salads with it. You don't need to cook it, but I do like it cooked. So pretty much whenever I want to use tofu, I do use this stuff because it's so delicious. And it's pretty cheap. I think it's about $4 a packet. I'm sorry, I don't know what the equivalent chicken would be or meat, but I'm sure it's not that much cheaper than that. And protein in this one, according to them, again 13.7, so very similar to this one. Cool.
Do you want us to pass that one around as well, or did you see it?
Good. That was impressive. That was Jimi Hendrix's fish. So I thought it was interesting because tofu, one of the theories about how tofu spread is with Buddhism, and out of Buddha's birthday festival. in that there's, I think it's some East Asian Buddhists don't eat meat, and tofu was basically, one of the things they use to sort of take its place, and tofu may have spread with them. They're not 100% sure about that, but that's what Wikipedia says anyway. So, cool. This is cooking up quite nicely. Cool. So, does anyone here actually already cook with tofu? Have any magical tofu recipes? Salt and pepper tofu, that's like a classic.
That's an easy one, isn't it?
Yeah. I was actually it's interesting as a guy, Australian men tend to be wary of tofu, and I worked with a couple of guys who literally straight off the boat from China in a place I worked at, and they every time I ordered a tofu dish, they were trying to get some of it, and I'd be like, but I can't have any of yours, but they were always like, have you eaten enough tofu? Can we have the rest of your tofu? So there's kind of, it's a cultural thing there that we don't have now. There's kind of aspersions about tofu being, not masculine or something. There's a strange sexual politics towards meat eating in this country, but...
and here you are, being a man and cooking tofu.
There I am. And so, that's about all I really wanted to say about tofu. I thought I'd just let you sample some. It's up to you if you want to try it. I'd definitely try the Thai one. It's delicious, and if you want to try the sort of plain one.
So the trick with tofu is you have to do something to flavour it. So tofu doesn't have any flavour just by itself. So keep that in mind. So Cam's is putting on a bit of extra flavour, and that macro one that I just showed you before, that's the one that already has some flavour in it.
That's what I love about the macro ones. I mean, they're going to marinate it better than I ever could. That's it. And there's this is the Thai one, which is my go-to. There's a Malaysian one, which is peanuts. There's
satay?
Yeah, exactly. And there's one more. I can't remember what flavour it is, but
is it sweet and sour?
Maybe Korean. Oh, there's a teriyaki one. And I think there's a Korean one, and they also have lime and chili bites. I've never bought them, but I love lime, I love chili, so they must be good.
I love for me with tofu, I just like a bit of nutritional yeast, a bit of maybe tamari or soy sauce or bragg, and some chili. That's pretty much all I would have with my tofu. But I don't mind plain tofu. I don't really like it seasoned too much, unlike you.
When I first went vegetarian 20 whatever years ago, my girlfriend at the time said, I'm going to take you to this wonderful I'm going to take you to this wonderful restaurant, and it basically fed me. It was a wrap with a slab of tofu in it like that, cold, and with a little bit of lettuce around it. And I was like, I don't know what's going on here, people. And I really didn't like tofu from that experience, but now I've learned how to cook it, how to marinate it, how to do all this sort of stuff. It's amazing. Cool, and another thing very closely related to tofu, I wanted to have a sample, but the buying it sort of fell through a little bit. I had two sort of sources of both of them flavored. So tempeh is an Indonesian, basically a lot of Chinese people have immigrated to Indonesia, like in about the 1800s, and they started to make tofu themselves as a nice cheap food, and they ended up making this thing called tempeh, which is kind of a cultured tofu. When you look at tofu, this is basically coagulated. It's made in ways not dissimilar to cheese. It's coagulated soybeans. When you look at tempeh, you can see the soybeans, and you can actually pick a soybean out of tempeh. It's got a similar consistency, used in a similar way. It's a little bit more of an acquired taste. Tofu is not much of a taste, but tempeh definitely has a kind of nuttiness. And there's also good tempeh and bad tempeh.
I love tempeh. I'm obsessed with tempeh. It's amazing. I was just going to mention, you mentioned Indonesia, but the Malaysians would fight you on that idea,
really?
Because Malaysians think tempeh came from Malaysia, Indonesians think it came from Indonesia. So there's a bit of a...
There's some wiki war where they
there is.
sit up all night trying to change it back. We might get in a falafel and hummus where they're from. But, tempeh, I really love tempeh. I love tempeh with satay sauce on it. Gado gado is like a classic Indonesian dish. Veggie in West End has a gado and satay tempeh dish.
And that one's actually amazing, and the people who make it are in West End, so they've got in the Asian grocery just near Mixed Nuts, that sort of area.
Oh, is it totally tempeh?
Yeah, no, not totally tempeh, it's another tempeh that an Asian guy makes.
Oh, cool.
I can't remember the brand, but it's green with a bit of red on it, and you buy it at that Asian grocery store there. It's awesome. That's one of my favourite. And yeah, we've got Totally Tempeh is another brand too in Brisbane.
Yeah, but pretty much, most of our tempeh comes, it's in the supermarket. You buy it in Coles, and there's marinated and plain fines. But it's been sitting there for quite a while, and that's definitely not how it would be in Indonesia or Malaysia. They eat it really fresh, and when we get it, it looks a little brown, but when you see really fresh tempeh, it's actually white. Tempeh can also be made from other things. People make chickpea tempeh and a variety of other things, but 99 times out of 100 it's soy. I'd sort of recommend when you try tempeh, I don't know, I'd try a few other things before I try tempeh. It can be
and especially in Indonesia, I'm a big fan of Indonesian people, and there's nothing better in the world, in my opinion, than Indonesian tempeh. And with a bit of sambal, which is like a chili sauce, the best thing. And yeah, it's white. I remember when I went there the first time, and I was shopping with one of the girls I was staying with, and I'm like, what's wrong with your tempeh? It's white. But that's how it's meant to be. That's fresh. And I'm like, wow, ours is brown. And she's like, what? Why is yours brown? But I think it's because of the freezing. So most of the tempeh in Australia is frozen, and then they send it out to sell, like say in supermarkets. So I think that's why.
Yeah, if I didn't prepare it, I mean, one dish I really love with tempeh is cooking a coconut with a bit of lime zest, and some sweet potato and stuff, and just cook it up like a stew. I fed that to my dad. He was very dubious about it, and he loved it. So tempeh can be good, but I think, I feel it. I have this feeling. I'm generally a scientifically minded person, but with tempeh, the more I ate it, the more I liked it, and I felt like my body was kind of, this is so good. We need to eat this. So I don't know. Anecdotal, but I did come to love tempeh.
And if you want to start, we would suggest go to Veggie in West End and order their gado tempeh, because that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, cool. And I'll just say tempeh has 23.2 grams of protein per 100 grams, which is heaps. Cool. Now I've just got a couple of things to show you here. This is called textured vegetable protein. It's basically extruded. This is an organic sort. You can get varieties of textures. This is like a medium texture. You get smaller ones. Use it like you would use a mince. I wouldn't use as much as I would use a mince. Like where you might use, a couple 100 grams of mince, I might only use 100 grams of this. It has a bit of a flavour, and you don't want that to overtake your meal. But I absolutely love this stuff, and like about that much in a big bowl of bolognese, just every now and then to get this nice chewy texture. Some people, the name textured vegetable protein isn't exactly the sexiest name that a food could have. But the fact is, you're probably already eating it. 4 and 20 pies have this in a lot. There's heaps of foods that are already being sold where they're using this as a kind of meat extender and trying to bring down the price of products by using textured vegetable protein. Some people call it soy mince. It can be made from almost any food, any plant-based food, and it's really cheap. And one, a packet will go a long way. I bought this from the cruelty-free shop, which is just in West End, and it's actually one of the best ones I've ever had. Yeah, sure. You can show. People can have a real close look at it. I'm not going to use it, so you can stick your fingers in it if you want. Some people sell frozen versions of TVP, and often that's marinated. I just buy that stuff, and I feel like the carbon footprint of it, it's often coming from overseas, and it's very light, and so that version is cool. No, that's next on my list. Actually, that's the last on my list. Cool. So you wouldn't be a TVP person, I take it, Leigh-Chantelle? You wouldn't be, I imagine.
Not really, nowadays. I used to 20 years ago, being vegan, because that's pretty much all you had, really. Or, well, that was readily available, I should say. And, I had a lot of sanitarium TVP mince, so I make a good curry puffs that I used to use that in a lot, and that's one of my favourite recipes with a lot of my family and friends. So they liked it because of that meaty texture. But yeah, I'm not really into the meaty sort of texture with my food. So
I quite like a bit of texture. Should grab that. We're going to show you a picture of Tempo.
Oh yeah, that's lovely. So, Kathy, our lovely assistant, is going to come around with a photo from a vegan brunch recipe book, and there's a recipe of a basic scrambled tempeh. You can have a look at that. Actually, on that note, we've got books for sale for $10 each at the Vegetarian Vegan Society of Queensland store, which is down at the end in the merchandise section. It's stall number 27. There's heaps of books, so go and buy something for you, your family, friends, whoever.
Or join up.
Yeah, we're looking for people to become a member and to volunteer and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so I'll say it's just the exact same. So for me, with soy mince, I'll put in tacos, I'll put it just anywhere I would use mince, I use TVP. And pies, make pies with it. So it's really versatile. Cool. So next I'm just going to do this at the end. But,
and like you said with the TVP, it's a bulking thing as well. So
really just add something. I never make it the focus of a dish, I just add it to dishes. And I'll add a handful. And I feel that a little bit with a lot of these kind of what we might call, meat alternatives or dairy alternatives. I tend not to go too crazy on them. I'll just put it, if I use them, I'll just put a bit of stuff in. And because it's the dish, I think, a lovely, say, vegetable pasta, it's got all these beautiful, vegetables and gourds and mushrooms and capsicum and all this sort of stuff in it. I remember when I was younger having these fairly monotone pastas, and I never liked them. I much prefer a lovely, vibrant vegetable one with a little bit of protein.
All the colours and
yeah, exactly.
Flavours.
Cool. So I'm just gonna even more gassing you all out at the moment. Cool. The next thing I just wanted to talk about was my favourite, really, which is lentils. Cool. These are actually a French lentil. What are they called? Do you remember what these are called? Huh? Nanti vert. Oh right, yeah, okay. So green lentils, yeah. No, poi lentils is another name, isn't it? Cool. Okay, cool. So we have an expert here. Yeah, let's.
Can you please repeat that?
It's lentil vert and lentil corail.
Which mean?
Green lentils and coral lentils, I guess.
Cool.
Sounds good when you say it.
We'll get you to say everything I say after I say it. So these are absolutely, talking about pasta, these are just fantastic. You can buy these pre-cooked. Woolworths have an own brand one, it's organic, and it's like $1.50. And I just think these are the perfect thing in pasta. I know some people might prefer a bologna, a classic Italian bean like a bologna bean or even kidney beans or something like that. But I actually, I love those in pasta. They're like my favourite thing to make I prefer that actually to TVP, but I mix it up.
And it's a lovely colour too.
Oh, they're beautiful. Yeah. I mean, I've bought 3 sorts of lentils. They're the ones I had at home, but there are hundreds of sorts of lentils. There's like black lentils, and they all have different uses. Cooking time for these is pretty good. It's about a little bit hot. Cooking time for them is about 20 minutes. Whoops. Just break things. These are red lentils. They're really quite high in protein. I did write it down. They're 7.7 in protein, so probably the highest of the lentils. The red lentils, they actually take the husk off the lentil. So whereas most other lentils, they leave the husk on, and when you cook with them, they'll hold their shape. These actually will just pretty much dissolve into whatever you make. So they're fantastic for soups. Depends how you like your dal. I had a friend from Spain, and they have, no one's going to eat that.
The possum might.
Give it to the possums. Possums will eat he was saying to me, in Spain, everyone's mother makes this. I mean, alas, that's how it is. and makes this lentil dish. And every single guy, and some make it thick and some make it watery. And it's just how your mother made it. Is the rest of your life you always go, oh, I like the one that's watery or whatever. You want to show people this? Oh, okay.
Can you see that?
How about I do a bit of this?
It's lovely.
Yeah, I'll check some of it. This is, I steal rosemary from around West End. Is this stolen rosemary or is this from my sister? I prefer stolen rosemary. It has something, has an extra something. Cool. So, do you want to stir that actually? And I'll just show you the final one. So those will cook, I mean really they'll cook quite quickly, but you know, I'd probably give them 20 minutes just to make sure they're fully cooked. Sometimes people actually fry them up a little bit and you know, maybe a bit of, like so, what did I make the other day?
Cam's just sorry to butt in there. Cam's just talking about how long lentils cook, not how long this cooks. So what Cam's just, what Kat's just stirring, we're really just reheating it.
Yeah. So that's something I'll just talk about that after my favourite topic, lentils. And so lentils, I actually wrote down because they're so healthy. This is from, so it says Australia is one of the world's leading producers. I think we're third in making lentils. Lentils were one of the first crops that were domesticated by human beings. They're not sure, but it was anywhere from 9,500 to 13,000 years ago, which is really at the birth of the agricultural revolution. So, you know, a typical meal for a Roman would be a bit of cured sausage and a big lentil broth, you know. And this is food that we've been eating, you know, it's been a core part of our diet for thousands of years. And we've kind of lost it, but every other, the Spanish, the French, you know, obviously India, all these, you know, all throughout that part of the world, lentils have remained a core product. And it's really only in, you know, places, you know, places like England, where you know, my forebears are from, and Scotland, that we stopped using lentils. It may be because they didn't grow well or whatever. And so 100 grams of lentils is a rich sort of nutrients, including 120% of your daily folate, 76% of your daily thiamine, 43% of your daily pantothenic acid, which I don't know what that is, but it's good. Vitamin B6 is 42%, phosphorus 40%, iron 50%, and zinc 35%. So lentils to me are, you know, there's a lot of talk about superfoods, but to me lentils really are a superfood. And that's why they've been the core foundation of human diet for 13,000 years. And I think we've lost them a little bit in our culture, and hopefully we bring them back.
It's sort of, I think, like tempeh or tofu when you go overseas to another country. It seems like pauper food sometimes.
Maybe,
and, you know, like a lot of people trying to be more Western or something like that, so they're seeing meat as like the ideal, and they're getting away from these awesome diets and awesome food that they've had or used for centuries.
Yeah, exactly. And super healthy food as well that comes without a lot of the baggage of the Western diet. So yeah, I mean, I think a lot of those countries are going on. I think China's acknowledged this. They've just had a big push to try and sort of stop moving into this sort of meat-heavy sort of diet. But they've been, you know, as they've become wealthier, they're pursuing that because they see it as like a status thing. And the government's finally said, oh, this isn't a great idea. Kathy's doing a great job here. We're just gonna, so what I've cooked, so that's basically for lentils. As I said, there's so many different sorts of lentils. I really love, and there's things like lentils, split peas, tur dal, all this sort of stuff. I don't know, I didn't hear that noise. I'm gonna,
Kathy's being silly tonight.
So we'll chuck that on.
Only tonight.
So I'm going to talk about this as I give it to you.
So our lovely assistant, Kath, is going to come and you can try this. So
Cool.
What did you use again? You used the barbecue.
Well, I just wanted to first explain seitan. So you can just take it out and let people try it. Oh yeah. Okay, so these are the two sausages. So, you serve us right away. So basically, another food that's been part of the human chain for a couple of thousand years at least is seitan. And seitan, if you don't like gluten, seitan is definitely not for you. I know a lot of people. Oh, good. Yeah. So seitan's definitely not for you. I made some seitan a couple of nights ago. I'm not going to cook it up, but this is what seitan is. It's basically you take wheat gluten flour, which is 75% protein, so it's full on. It's got more protein than pretty much anything but a dedicated protein powder really. What it's done, they use water to extract the gluten out of. It doesn't look that appealing. It looks better when it's cooked up a little bit. So they use water to extract the gluten, and it gives it a lovely textured sort of flavour. So
we're just passing that around now, so just tug a look at that seitan. So why is it so liquidy there, Cam?
Oh, I store it in the liquid.
Okay.
Basically, when I make it like a dough. It's made of gluten, so you need gluten in order to activate it and make it stick. And so you make that, and then this one I boil in a broth. I simmer it for about 45 minutes, and then I cook it in the pan, whatever. But I just decided not to do that today because these two I'm passing around are actually totally based on seitan, which is the barbecue sausages, which are a sanitarian product, which is in every single supermarket pretty much. But Kathy just put them that way. Okay. She'll come back and change them, I'll get in trouble.
Can you see that, everyone?
Is that good?
Yeah.
And this is tofu, which is plant-based foods. You can get them in IGAs and so on. And they're a little thicker in texture. These are a little. These are, I really like both actually. This is a hot dog style, whereas this is a sort of breakfast style. I'll have this with some toast, some avocado, some grilled tomato and so on as a breakfast, as a little treat. So.
And we just had a demo before with Pip, who's one of the people who works with Kath at Revolution Food. So if you wanted to grab one of her cards, they can help you get this sort of stuff into your local grocery store if it's not already there. And they're in most IGAs, I believe.
Yeah, and if you go, I actually wrote a stockist locator for them, and it's on their website, so you go there and put your postcode in, and it'll bring up the stockist nearby.
So if you go revolutionfoods.com.au, you should be able to find it.
Find the stockist locator, cool. And so that's kind of it, and I thought that would be an interesting way to end this taste it. But I did have one thing that my wife absolutely said I had to do, and that was talk about quinoa. So this is tricolour quinoa, again a Woolies Own brand. I actually find Woolies Own brand organic stuff really good. And quinoa, I think it's Bolivian or Peruvian or something. It's from South America. There's all these rumours that all the South American farmers are sitting around starving because they don't have quinoa. But at the same time,
it's not affordable for them anymore.
They're probably counting their cash as well from exporting it. But I think that's been pretty well debunked. But quinoa it's used like a grain, but it's actually a seed, and it's full protein, and you can use it in the same way you could use in the same way you use couscous, which is also full of protein. But you would use it in a very similar way to couscous. And that's just a tricolour quinoa. There's two ways to cook it. One, you can cook it a kind of traditional way, cook it for like 25 minutes and thoroughly cook it through. Another way is you can sort of quick cook it in the same way you do couscous, and that's how Kathy likes to cook it, and I prefer to let it cook for a while.
I have another way to cook it too, because I'm a bit obsessed with quinoa, and I would put it in a thermos. So you just boil a cup or two of water and a cup of quinoa, put it in overnight, it's cooked in the morning.
Cool, yeah, I mean, we could have gone into that with the lentils about soaking, and there's a lot of beans that really benefit from soaking overnight. And some people say it makes them less gassy. I'm not sure if that's a myth, but that's what people say.
They even say that with cooking water too. If you keep changing your water, that helps as well.
Yeah, cool. So, that's pretty much all I had.
Did anyone have any questions for Cam about any of the items we've used tonight? So come up here and try a few things, and going to do a What Do Vegans Eat talk straight after this, so hang around for that. But you've probably got a few ideas just from now, haven't you?
Yeah.
But Cam, what are you working on at the moment? Anything anyone can get involved with? Or
From an activism point of view? Well,
anything you want to plug?
Well, not really. I mean, we're doing What the Health. Yeah, well, you can talk about it.
Yeah, pick us.
This would be perfect.
Yeah, so Cameron and I both volunteer for Animal Liberation Queensland as well, and they are co-hosting a screening of What the Health, which is the new film from the makers of Cowspiracy, which some of you might have heard of because it was a pretty big film and it ended up on Netflix and all sorts. So yeah, this is their next film and it's about the sort of health angle when it comes to veganism, and we're having a big sort of premiere, Queensland premiere on the 25th of May. So yeah, it'll be a pretty great night. It's going to have a panel, so like a health panel afterwards, and lots of experts talking about nutrition, diet, and and a health aspect. And there's going to be like a mini expo as well. So beforehand, I think there's going to be Vegetarian Vegan Society stall will be there, and there'll be like a bunch of others. We're just finalising the lineup now. There's going to be a big raffle. Oh, it's going to be in Kangaroo Point at the the Queensland Multicultural Centre. And there's a few flyers around the place. But yeah, you can definitely keep up with what ALQ are doing on the Facebook page or on the website. You can sign up as well for the mailing list if you're not a social media person. So that's the big thing over the next couple of weeks.
I don't think you've got anything. I think the talk's been postponed and stuff. But we do regular talks. You can sign up to the Animal Liberation mailing list. And we do all sorts of things all the time. And just let you know what we do.
Yeah, actually, one thing that we do kind of regularly as well is free film screenings at the Brisbane Library, so the Brisbane Square Library, and we always try and make it a little bit of a chance to have a chat afterwards as well. Lots of hopefully interesting topics that come up, and we might start doing. We usually have food samples, or at least depends which room we get. There's one room where you're allowed to do food, so we like to do some food samples as well, which is kind of fun. And so we're thinking as well in the other room where you can do food, we're going to maybe do some demos a little bit like this, but maybe showing whole recipes and stuff, just to kind of give people that, equip them for how to cook vegan and stuff.
So yeah, if you wanted to find out any more information, look up Animal Liberation Queensland and have a look at the Vegetarian Vegan Society Queensland stall down in the merchandise area. We've got a few of your brochures there too, and I think we'll have some What the Health there too, don't we? So you'll be able to find out more info there. And thank you very much, Cameron Green, for joining us tonight. Hope everyone's enjoyed this vegan protein food demo. Thanks, Cam. And thank you, our lovely assistant, Kathy. And yeah, stick around. I'm going to be talking about what do vegans eat, and I'm going to have a special guest that will answer some vegan nutrition questions for you.